What's good, Call of Duty fans, and welcome back to episode 49 of Around the CDL. This week, we got Rostermania, we got PICKEMS. I do want to do a quick disclaimer. The video of this episode might be a little laggy. My internet has been dog shit, but luckily, the audio will be good, and this is a podcast primarily. So if you're listening, it'll be able to get what you want, right? The video might be a little laggy, but it's pretty much just going to be our webcams. It's not the end of the world, but I just want to put that out there. But yeah, Preston, Alex, with me as always, boys. How are we feeling? Tuesday night. We didn't do it last night because of my internet. But how are we feeling on this Tuesday?
Good, man. Happy to be here. As always, the last week or so of COD has been absolutely insane. So, ready to get back into it, ready for another episode, and yeah, happy to be here with the guys.
Yeah, I mean, we have matches this weekend. I'm excited for that. I think this is the first time I've been excited for matches in a while. No bullshit.
I'm very excited.
I don't know if that's just because I know OPTIC won't be dog shit, or I hope they won't be dog shit and go to their 0-18, or it's because of all the team changes, or just whatever the case may be. But just I feel like COD is back a little bit, so I'm excited for that. And also, I mean, I think everything's booked for Major 4, so
hell yeah.
Chat, we'll fucking see you there, boys.
Yup, chat. If you're going to Major 4, let us know in the live chat if you're here, or in the comments if you're listening in post, or tweet at us if you're on Spotify, and that's how you can contact us. We're hoping to see more people there. DreamHack should be lit. It's my first time going to like a DreamHack event, so I'm pretty excited. But yeah, I mean, let's honestly kick it straight off with Rostermania stuff, right? We still... Right? Like I said, it is Tuesday, April 1st. No April Fool's jokes on this podcast. I mean, maybe these two will pull something out of their ass, but I got nothing planned. We still don't have every roster officially announced. We're still waiting on LAG. We're still waiting on Minnesota ROKKR, and we're still waiting on the Vegas Falcons. But we did indeed get one announcement for the Vegas Falcons officially, and I think that's where maybe we should start off this episode. If I could switch over here real quick. Bang. Fred officially a part of the Vegas Falcons. Obviously, him and Xnid being the SMG duo over there. We still know Arcides and Priesta, which we're going to talk about in a sec, are the rumored players heading to this team. But how do you guys... I mean, obviously, as the OPTIC fans, how do you guys feel knowing Fred is on a different green team and heading over there to Vegas to play with Xnid?
Yeah, I mean... I'm happy for my guy. I mean, we all kind of knew this was going to happen. This whole roster that won us champs last year, I will forever have love for them just because they brought us a ring. I don't think there's ever going to be any bad blood between how I see them or what team they're on, no matter what. I think I'm always sure for them, especially my guy Prey. That's my brother for real. So yeah, excited for it. I'll be cheering for him every step of the way when he's playing some other team. But when it comes to time to play OPTIC, which we will play them at some point this split, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to get shit on. That's just how it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy for him. I know he got a bag from Vegas for Shirley to go over there, so excited to see what that roster's about. Excited to see them get their first hardpoint win because I know it's going to happen this split. It has to happen this split. There's no way this roster doesn't get.
They're going to get one. They're going to get one.
They have to get one.
They might knock somebody out of excitement, like in the face cams. You see him like whop Red, but they're going to get one.
So yeah, so I'm excited. They have a damn good match as their first match, so we'll get to see how they play against a team who's in the top 4, top 3 probably. So. Yeah, excited for my boy Fred though.
I'm happy for the Falcons. I'm happy for Pred, but this sucks, man. Oh, this sucks so bad. I remember wanting Pred so bad during the MW2 season, and all the rumors speculating and everything happening. The 2 times that people were like, "Oh, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen." And ended up falling flat on its face, and then last year happened, we won a ring, and here we are. Like, I can't believe we got here. I can't believe this is reality. I don't know where the fuck it went wrong, but it sucks. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that it sucks. I hope that both teams do well. I hope that Pred does well on Falcons, and he plays like the superstar that we know that he is. And I hope that OPTIC plays well with their new roster. I hope it works out for both teams. But It sucks. I can't lie and say that I'm excited about it. I'm not. But it is what it is. Gotta move forward. And obviously both sides of the parties are moving on. So I just hope that that team's not absolutely dog shit, because then I'll feel bad for Brett. I hope they're at least,
Somewhat
somewhat
competent.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They we could talk about after we get through all their players, maybe what we think they're gonna end up being like. Also, my guy Splitty just dropped a $14.99 super chat. Let's go, Splitty. Appreciate you, brother. He said FAZE up,
Thank you,
Major
Splitty.
3 champs calling it out. Dude, imagine FAZE win Major 3 too. I mean, I don't even know if it's worth watching anymore. Just give him Major 4 in the ring while we're at it. Splitty, appreciate you, brother. But yeah, I'm excited for Pred on this team, right? I think him and Xnid is going to be a fun duo. The pace Xnid plays at, obviously the slaying capabilities of a guy like Pred should be a really fun sub duo. The ARs, I think, are maybe the factor that's going to be interesting here. If I can pull up the tweet from Ronnie with the potential rumors here. Here's the one for Priesta, apparently is coming over to and take the place of Prolute. I guess there was a point here where it was between Prolute and Fellow, which I think was the rumors on our last show when we talked.
Mm-hmm.
It ends up being neither of them. It ends up being Priesta. Obviously, he gets dropped from LAG and for Fellow, which we're going to get to. Priesta to the Falcons. Arcides also. We kind of touch on both. What are the thoughts on the new AR duo for Vegas? And chat also, you guys let us know what you're thinking in the live chat. But what do we think?
I mean, it's just like that one Breaking Bad scene where the guy's like, "You can't keep getting away with this." Because my God, this guy, he just ends up on the team every time. Someone said it in chat, I think when we were watch partying yesterday, that this has Clay written all over it. And I don't doubt it. I mean, they fired their other coach. Clay probably has the keys to everything now. So, why Preston though? I have no idea.
Don't you think Clay wants to pick up players he thinks that like they can win with? Like I know Clay's probably boys with like some of these guys. He's teamed with some of them like Arcides. He's probably friends with a lot of these players that have been around for a minute. Like, don't you think he's looking at this like, we got Xnid and Pred, right? Two cracked guys that good at SMGs. Shouldn't we pick up some good AR? So maybe, I don't know if this is necessarily like, but then again, you really think Xnid was asking to play with Priesta? I don't really know, bro. I don't know why this happened the way it did.
I don't like it at all.
Xnid was in there. Give me Caesar. Give me Caesar.
I don't like it at all. I'll be honest. I do not like it at all. You go from Clay in Black Ops 4 playing with Simp and Abisi, to Clay in MW19 playing with Shotzi and Elite, to Clay in Cold War playing with Hydra, to Clay in MW3 playing with Gwyn.
Yeah, Clay loved. I mean, even all the way back in AW, he teamed with Rookie Attach. Like this guy's always given good rookies a chance.
Literally loves young talent. I don't understand this at all. I don't. I understand throwing the bag at Pred. Superstar, I get it. He's a fucking tank, right? I understand. And Xnid need help. And you know what? Even Arcides, who's been playing well in Challengers, okay. But Arcides and Priesta, I don't like that at all. I feel like you could have gone 10, 12, 15 different ways with this, and it probably would have been a better roster iteration. That being said, this team has not played at all. Who's to say they don't come out and they're gross? I don't think it's going to happen. I would hold my breath on thinking that would happen, but you know what? It could happen. Crazier things have happened. I would have rather gone after like a Dylan Rex, like even maybe a Brack, like other younger talent that necessarily haven't had like a shot to showcase what they're about. This year for the Falcons, essentially chalked, okay? Unless by some godforsaken reason they make an insane miracle run and somehow make a champ spot, which would be godlike, but it's not.
They would
gonna
have
happen.
to like win an event at this point.
Yes, it's not going to happen. Years chalked. Why would you not take a chance and develop some young talent? Give people an opportunity to showcase what they're about. You got Exton and Pred. I mean, that's a pretty solid sub duo. And you got Arcides as a 2-time world champion. The guy knows how to play COD. Get like a young guy up in there on your flex position. I mean, give him a chance to show what he's got. I don't understand that at all. Why are we recycling pros this year, this late in the season when your season's practically chalked? I don't like it at all. I'm sorry.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I think, and I guess this goes hand in hand with what Harrison said in chat. He said, according to Pros and Zuma's chat, the Falcons aren't paying near as much as people are making it out to be. I think potentially this could be Falcons looking at like, this season is chalked. Let's just put out a roster that maybe isn't going to expect big money and just let it happen and just maybe build around Pred next season. Like, I think obviously they're looking to probably keep Pred around. I would hope so, right? You don't sign a guy like Pred for half a year, most likely. So they're probably looking at it like Pred Xnid will build better ARs in the future for next season. But I don't know. I mean, Oddson just said the same, or Odson, Oddson, however you say your name, sorry. He said they want to compete at EWC. That's also another thing to look at. Like, I don't know. This team's not winning EWC. Like, this team's not winning EWC. Why not just bring in an AR player that has shown potential talent that hasn't gotten a shot yet and just see if you find a diamond in the rough before the end of the season? Like, I don't get bringing in a guy like Priesta who has not won a match on LAN and since he won champs like 2 years ago, rather than just bringing in a Dylan Rex or a Mercules or even a guy like Brack who's been in the league that we know can do good things and also was just teamed with Arcides and won major 2 challengers. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. The whole pro loot thing also, apparently that was vetoed by upper management. So I don't know what's going on over at Vegas. Maybe it's not the players and Clay making the decisions. Maybe it's a whole, effort from people outside of just the direct team. But I don't get it. I just don't know what the thought process is with, like, why 2 vet ARs? It just doesn't feel like that's going to work. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Again, we're not, because I know Steve said, bro, you guys are acting like P-Dog isn't a champion as well. He is, but he hasn't won anything since MW2 champs. So
since that event.
Yeah, so he hasn't really been a champion since then. He's in the bottom half of the league in KD in pretty much every game mode. Yes, this year's LAG team was also dog shit, so you can attest some of that to the team being ass, but he hasn't played well either. So again, I just don't see why we would have to bring him. Why they would bring him on. Just bring on someone who you can think can fill that role. If it goes great for you. If it doesn't, then I mean, like, no one's really expecting this team to go out and win Major 3, Major 4 champs in EWC.
Yeah.
So it's worth just to give a shot to some players, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like Priest is a known variable, right? Let's say Priesta comes out and plays to the standard or even better than we expect him. Let's say this Falcons team is top 10, top 9, if they're all playing really well. Why not just go try to get a guy like Dylan Rex or Mercules that could potentially be a top 7 AR in the league and maybe catapult you into being a top 8, a top 7, a top 6 team if they're frying like they could potential, because we don't know what they have. They're not a known variable. They're very unknown. We haven't seen them yet. It just feels like sort of like whatever. The year's over. Let's just bring in Priesta. Maybe he's also willing to take a bit of a, whatever pay they can offer because he knew he was getting dropped from LAG, things like that. I hope they prove me wrong. I mean, I really like Priesta. Like, I think Priesta seems like a really nice guy. He's been around the scene for a long time. He's a very winning player. We know what he can bring to a team. But it just doesn't feel like at this point in his career and in a game like BO6, this isn't moving the needle for Falcons to, like, win anything. Like, it doesn't feel like he makes them any better than another AR could have potentially. Now, either way, they could have brought in Scrap. They're still not making champs. Like, if they're cooked. It's not happening. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, shout out Prize Picks. They apparently leaked all the rosters. I also don't know. People are saying like Prize Picks leaked the rosters. I don't know if Prize Picks actually knows these rosters and these are leaks, more or less them just knowing what the rumors are and knowing they have to put lines out and just posting
Yeah.
this because they think this is what's going to happen. So I don't know if these are like official leaks, but we all already know these were happening. So actually, that leads me to my question about Vegas before we move on. Where do you think they're going to end the season? In like a power ranking, they might end last in standings, but like in a power ranking, do you think they move up at all, or do you think they're the worst team in the league still?
I mean, the way that LAG team looks today, Jesus Christ, I think they'll be 11. I mean, so honest.
I have 2 questions for you.
Yeah, he's answering the question with a question.
What version of Kenny do you get? And
You're getting Kenny from what he just did this year so far.
Then they're probably 10th. I'd probably put him above ROKKR, and I'd probably put him above LAG mates. Listen, I'm just being real. Kenny has struggled this year really bad. Like, this is the worst he's looked. If you're getting that exact same
you think
Kenny,
Geo, Nero, and Estriel are gonna they're not gonna be able to pull them above 11th place?
I mean, they just got top 12.
I mean, they did. You're
and
not
they
wrong.
didn't win a map. They did not win a map.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fine. All right.
And Neo has just been on a downward trajectory since the start of the year. I mean, Estriel and Geo are fairly consistent, but even Geo hasn't been playing like the Geo that we saw in Split 1. The only one that's really been super consistent is Estriel.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair. You're right.
If we get the Kenny that we know Kenny can be, obviously they're going to be a much better team. But if we get Kenny that we got 6 weeks ago, I'm not really convinced.
Makes sense.
So,
yeah,
the safe answer would probably be like 12th or 11th.
I was going to say I think it's 12 or 11.
If you want to throw a little risky one out there, I could see them being better than ROKKR if Kenny 2.0 is still Kenny 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not moved by this Falcons roster. I do think, like, you know, Pred will be able to will them to a victory at some point over an LAG or a Miami or maybe a ROKKR or a Boston on a bad day. I think Pred can get the job done. But, yeah, I don't know.
They play Miami on Saturday, so.
There you go. Maybe they get their dub.
Maybe they get their dub.
Maybe they get their dub. Also, my guy Ed with the $2 super chat. He said Priesta has a league spot because he has a car.
I don't know what that means. Am I missing a joke?
Do you have like a nice car?
What car does Priesta have? All these guys
like
have nice cars.
Or is it just one of those generic statements like you have a league in the spot because you have a pulse?
Does he have a house? That's the real question.
I don't know.
But the other, well, actually, there's 2 other teams of roster changes we got to get to. But the other one on this tweet that we could talk about is Kenny to the Minnesota ROKKR, as Preston was just talking about. Obviously, Kenny dropped from OPTIC. He's been, you know, he's kind of ass this season. He goes to Minnesota in place of Paul X, who was also kind of ass. Do we think this moves the needle for ROKKR at all? Do we think the change of environment, the change of scenery helps Kenny play a little better? Does it help if it doesn't help him, does it help these 3 younger guys maybe play a little more consistent, a little more comfortable? What are just general thoughts on this?
I hope he plays better. Genuinely, I hope he does because Kenny's my guy. Again, like, if it's against OPTIC, fuck no, you're getting shit on Kenny. If it's against any of the team, like, I genuinely hope they have success because, again, I have love for that roster that got us a ring. But going to ROKKR, I don't think it's too far off from what you had on OPTIC. Like, you have 2 bang the hill subs and Estriel and Nero who are going to put pressure on the map, and if everything is true, that's not the way that Kenny prefers to play the game. I don't know how that's really going to work. You know, he's definitely going to bring a lot of that leadership. He's definitely going to be the in-game leader for the younger guys because none of those kids have been to a grand final in anything. He'll definitely be able to bring in kind of like that land presence, kind of, you know, guide them, be that mentor for them. But I don't really see what you get from him, how he was playing. Again, I hope he plays better, but just based off how he was playing, he wasn't too different from Paul. So, sucks to say, but this is you know, it's just the truth. But I hope they get better. Genuinely, I hope Nero has a better split. I hope Geo has a better split, and I hope Kenny kind of this new scenery, this new surrounding around him with Minnesota can kind of unlock him a little more. And they can play the game a little bit more fundamentally well, which I mean, who's their coach? Looney? I don't know how. I don't know
Yeah.
if Looney and Kenny are boys like that, and that's why he went to ROKKR. But yeah, that's my opinion. I don't know how much better ROKKR can truly get.
Yeah. I mean, this to me is the biggest variable team, right?
Mhm.
I don't give a fuck about Falcons. I don't give a fuck about LAG. Respectfully, of course. That's not true. I like Falcons, but I mean like in terms of like Rostermania type things because they're pretty much both done. This team right here is the biggest variable to me. If we get the Kenny that we know Kenny can play, this team has potential to do some serious damage. Between the leadership that Kenny brings, the structural play that Kenny brings, the two-time world championship mentality that Kenny brings, that could be good for those three young players. These are three younger players that, are very, very individually talented that need some structure in their gameplay, and I think they have a potential to be very good. If Kenny can bring that, which we know he can, they're going to improve. It's a massive if, though.
Mhm.
It's a massive if. This is the worst that we've seen Kenny look. I'm being very real. I love Ken as much as the next guy. This is the worst we've seen Kenny look. If he has not improved his gameplay at all, it's not going to make much of a difference. If not, they might be worse. Just flat out, they might be worse. I'm just being honest. They could be worse. If he has not improved his gameplay at all, they could be worse. But I'm expecting them to be better. Overall, I am expecting them to be better. I have a lot of faith in Ken, and I respect him for what he's done and as a player. So I think he's going to figure it out, and hopefully he sounds like he figures it out and makes this team better. Because I think a team with Nero on it is very fun to watch when Nero is playing like Nero.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect for this team. I mean, I agree with everything you guys said. It's the general sentiment I feel like I have. Like, I think we know Kenny's gonna bring like the mentality and like the comms and the leadership that people had been saying all season since this roster was rumored and announced, that people thought they needed this. They needed a guy to be a leader. They needed a guy to be a veteran presence when you have, I think all three of these guys are 22 years old. Gio, Estriel, Nero, or maybe one of them's like 23, but somewhere around that age. So younger-ish players in the league. To me, it's just like we know Kenny's not that individually good at this game. Now, change of scenery, you never know. Maybe he just turns up and he just starts playing a lot better, or maybe at least he's a 0.9 instead of a 0.6. You never really know. But it's kind of hard to just like, if Kenny plays the way he was playing, it's hard to see this ROKKR team really doing anything than just kind of being what they already were with Paul X, which is like maybe a couple close series, a couple wins here and there that they steal and being a little bit of a dark horse. But I don't know. I just don't necessarily see them being much different than they previously were, I think is kind of my take on it. Especially because Paul X is supposed to be their SND guy, and Kenny's not been the greatest SND player typically, and especially in this game has not been a great SND player. So I think they're going to probably be the same. I think they're going to probably be the same. My hope is that Kenny's comms and his leadership and the way he approaches the game, that structure, will help Nero, Estriel, and Gio, especially Nero and Gio, be more consistent. I think Estriel's already got the consistency down pretty good. That guy's hella consistent. But like Nero and Gio getting the consistency, I think would help these guys a lot. So I'm excited to see how they play. And they play OPTIC on Friday. So, we're going to get into that in a little bit.
Question.
Yeah.
Comment, whatever. Call me faded, maybe.
If you're faded, maybe.
Probably, to be honest. What if they move Nero to the flex and put Kenny to the sub? Nero's a fast flex, and just let Kenny try him out. Clearly, that it didn't work for on OPTIC. Predator didn't want to go to the flex, but
I mean, you never know you never know what someone could do, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Nero on a flex may be the fastest flex we've ever seen in Call of Duty history.
Nero on a flex is what I thought we were going to get with Vivid on a flex, low key.
He might have 147 engagements in one map.
I'm telling you.
I'm not even kidding.
Nah, I don't think they're going to do that. I would be very, very, very surprised.
Imagine they do that.
You never know, bro. You literally, I never thought I'd see Vivid running an AR full time, but here we are. So you really never know. But I guess we'll see. But I guess
you're being called Alex NISSIM in the chat now.
Oh no!
I literally said, "Call me faded."
It was a hot take. Hey,
it was a hot take.
I
don't think they're gonna do it, but I was like,
I respect hot takes.
Maybe
I love
faded,
on a flex. Low key, when Nero was using the AR last year on Invasion, he was running shit. So I mean, I guess it's not that faded.
You never know. That's
You
what I'm
never
playing.
know. You never know. But that leads us to our last team that we got to talk about, like specifically Rostermania wise, which is LAG. Did anybody post the LAG optic scrim stuff in the Greenwall community today?
Radiation.
That fucker's on it.
Let me see.
it's
I'm going
in
to pull
there.
this up. But what I was going to, essentially say was LAG, right? Apparently Johnny and Fellow coming in here for Linz and Priesta. So we'd have Johnny, Kismet, Fellow, Lunars as the new team. They lost the series today versus Optic to Scrim 6-2. They only won 2 maps. They won the Hossie HP and they won the Protocol Control. What do we think? What do we think about LAG's new team?
I mean, the only 2 maps I saw before I went to the meeting, they got 100 point club.
They did get 100 point club twice in the first 2 maps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, brother, that's what I'm saying. The way this team looks right now, they might be worse than Vegas. No bullshit.
Oh man,
And that sucks to say because I love my guy Johnny. I love my guy T-Fel. Shout out to Amit. Those are my fucking guys.
there it is.
But
He loves it.
I don't know, brother. The way they look, they were getting their fucking world ran. And yeah, I'll give them some time. New roster. I don't know how much they trimmed. I don't know who they trimmed. So I wanted to give some benefit of the doubt that there's going to be some bumps in the road, obviously, with every new roster. But it did not look pretty today. It did not.
Johnny's nasty.
Yeah, Johnny's pretty good.
Johnny looked pretty good today. I think this team is going to be, they're going to be okay. They're going to be, I do think that they'll probably be a little bit better than the team that they had. I really do. Much, probably not. They're probably still fighting for that 11th, 10th, 12th spot down there somewhere. But Johnny and Kiz should be a pretty solid duo to watch, I would imagine. They should be a pretty solid sub-duo.
They're going to be aggressive. That's going to be an aggressive sub-duo.
They're going to be very, very fast. I think if Lunars and Felony can, work their duo back into form like it was in Challengers and get on the same page with one another again, then I think they're going to be okay. But that's about all. That's about all I can say. I'm just not there yet. I don't think this is like a team that I like. If they actually are good, I'll genuinely be surprised. But I don't think they're going to be like god awful. Like that past LEG team was god awful. I don't think this team's going to be god awful. It kind of just depends on what fellow you get, really, right?
Yeah.
Are you getting fellow or are you getting minor misdemeanor? Which one are we going with? Yeah, we got to go with felony for sure, man. We have to.
Yeah, this team, I mean, listen, this is the first scrim we saw with these guys. We don't know if they've been scrimming for 1 day or if they've been scrimming for 10 days. Who really obviously knows? So you don't buy into the scrim bucks chat. We know Optic just 7-1 FAZE yesterday. So obviously we don't got to buy into those scrim bucks. But I don't think they can't be that much worse, right, than the previous team that only won 3 matches all season. I guess they could win nothing, but they can't be that much worse. And I also feel like SND was LAG's worst mode by a long shot previously. Like that was why they were losing series, was because they couldn't win a game 5. They couldn't win an SND. They brought in a guy like Johnny, who is really good at search and destroy. Like Johnny's a very good SND player. That guy's like a walking 10 plus kills in search and destroy. He's really, really good at it. Now that I say that, he'll probably drop a donut in his first SND this weekend. But I think they're going to probably just be slightly better. I don't see them. They're not making champs either. Like we said for Falcons, they're not making champs either. But they just, I guess they made some changes. We'll see if they can kind of find any success. I think this is a team that as the rest of the season progresses, they'll find their footing a little bit more. But again, it's just another one of those where it's like, I don't know, bro. I don't see you competing with 7-8 other teams in the league at this point. And that's no disrespect to, the people they picked up or any of the people that have been picked up recently. It just doesn't really move me. Now, hopefully one of these teams surprised us. Like I hope LAG comes out and looks nasty, or Vegas comes out and looks nasty. But it's just hard to think that's going to happen, especially given what just happened today. We don't buy scrim bucks, but damn, they got 100 point club 2 maps in a row. They just avoided a 100-point club a little bit, that one map on the protocol, and then, oh man, it was bad, Chad. It was bad. But yeah, I don't know. I think these guys still end up being 11 or 12 with Vegas by the end of the season. They're still probably down there.
Yeah.
Real quick, can I say something regarding the Miami Heretics roster?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Rumor is they're bringing in Super. Actually, they announced that they're bringing in Super, right?
Yeah.
They already announced it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. For the love of God, if they are not drastically better and make like little to no improvement with this team, can we please blow up the fucking region lock bullshit? I'm
They
sick
will.
and tired
I
of this
almost
shit.
guarantee it.
I'm sick and tired of this shit. You're giving Super a chance. This guy's looked pretty solid in challengers. People have been waiting for him to take his chance. Yada, yada, yada. Okay? If they are not drastically better, this region lock bullshit's got to stop. It's got to stop. Build a team that you think is actually going to win. Stop worrying about making it a fucking region lock. That's all.
Yeah. No, I think they, dude, if they don't end this year with any semblance of hope, Real's gone. It's over. They've already almost sold him like twice, it seems, right? To Toronto in the offseason, even though apparently that was never going to happen because of the rival Spanish orgs that own them. And then obviously OPTIC. If Real is gone this offseason, I would almost bet my money on it now, unless they come out and they get like top four at the last couple events. But Real and Rencore is a good duo. So hopefully Super looks good, and then maybe they can try and steal Snoopy if they want to continue with the Spanish thing, or just mix it up and see what they can do. But
Mexican favorito.
yeah, they need the Mexican favorito.
favorito.
But it's not looking good for Miami. They're another one of those teams that I just felt like was going to be kind of mid this year. And some people were like, oh no, they're going to be much better, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. They got top 3 at Major 1. So and I guess they proved me wrong. But then they got top 12 at Major 2. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But
That was to a very dedicated LET team, though. Like,
well,
imagine if it was anybody else. Imagine if it was Boston.
if it was Boston, I mean, I had Miami winning that if it was Boston, but
Yeah. So, but
I had Miami winning if it was LAT and it almost happened, you know.
whatever, bro, whatever.
Them shitters.
Yeah, but I think especially being as Falcons already blew up their full Saudi roster, I think Miami might be like, okay, it might be time. It might be, especially because they're already more competitive than Vegas was. And if it's still not working for them, then they just blow that shit up. Get that over with. Unless you could steal Snoopy and you still want it to be a Spanish thing. I know he's not from Spain, but he speaks Spanish. I guess we'll see.
Snoopy.
But yeah, I think those are all the roster changes, right? We kind of covered everybody. I guess one thing I did want to touch on, I think Fueled might have mentioned it in chat earlier. It was not a roster change, but it nearly was, and it may have negatively affected this team. The Carolina Royal Ravens. We're going to buy Kenny. Did not get Kenny. We're going to drop Vivid, obviously. That did not happen. The Scrims versus OPTIC that have been on stream, again, Scrim Bucks, take it with a grain of salt. They were getting worked. Like, they were getting worked. And apparently, Ravens aren't that good in scrims anyway. Like, people have always said Tej never tries in scrims, things like that. But do we think Vivid nearly being dropped and then being told, actually, never mind, you're staying on the team, could chalk this Ravens team's mental going forward? Kind of like maybe what we saw with Surge, with the whole Pred buyout with OPTIC back in MW2, where the second half of their year was just kind of chalked? Or do we think do you think they're still just Ravens and they're gonna be sitting around top 4, top 5 again?
Yeah, I think they'll just be just Ravens, to be honest. I don't think they'll get top 4 though. I think they'll probably go down to like top 6. But
I'm gonna be on. Oh, sorry, I thought you were done. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say it probably affected Vivid's mental a little bit because he's like, "Fuck, I almost got dropped," and I should have got dropped, but Carolina was just a cheap ass organization. They want to pay the bread, and now I just have to sit here knowing that if they do want to make a change and they are willing to spend the cash, it's probably going to be me. So hopefully that motivates Vivid to play, a tiny bit better. But as of right now, I think they'll just still be same old Ravens.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Okay. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that Vivid's mentality is chalked, Vivid's this, Vivid's that. I'm going to go ahead and say that it doesn't affect Vivid as much as it affects the other 3.
Okay.
I think the other three were expecting to have a new fourth, expecting a team change, and to hear that management kind of shut down that they were going to get a new teammate, a new fourth, I think it's going to shock the other three more than it's going to shock Vivid. If I'm Vivid, I'm using this for mentality and fuel to say, okay, stop dropping me. I don't know why you're dropping me. I need this to be better. If I'm the other three, I'm stuck playing with a player that I was going to drop because my team is too cheap to buy out another player. I think it would piss the other three off more than it would piss the person getting dropped. That being said, I think they're shocked.
All that just to say they're shocked. Either way.
I think they're shocked regardless. We'll see. We shall see. I will be impressed if they somehow manage to pull it back together, because that's not good. Talking about roster changes, almost going through with it, and then being told you can't.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it works out. Almost. I want to say, look at MW2 OPTIC to start the year when, the team was supposed to change. That blew up drastically in their face, literally 3 weeks. They wasted an entire major one. So, I don't know. Very rarely do we hear about teams making a roster change and it ends up working out when they don't make it. So, I'm not sold.
Yeah. No, I think they're going to be slightly mentally compromised. I don't know that they're going to fall off to the point where, like, they don't make champs or something like that. Like, they start to really drop in the leaderboard. But it's gotta cook you a little bit, at least enough to the point where, like, they're gonna lose a couple matches here at the beginning of Major 3, and then that's gonna start weighing on them, and it's gonna spiral. I hope I'm wrong, because I do like the guys on this team, and they've been consistently pretty solid up until this past Major, where they ran into an LAT team and losers, obviously, to go out top 8. But yeah, I mean, for Vivid, it's gotta suck. If anything, I mean, it could be motivation for them, but it's gotta suck to some extent. Depends what kind of person you are, I guess. And then for the other guys, like you said, it's got to be on, like, damn, we were Tej and Slasher, like, we're bringing our guy Kenny in there, probably telling Gwyn all about Ken when it's like the team with them and stuff like that. And then the management's like, hell no, we're not buying his contract from OPTIC. And they're like, fuck.
No, but to be honest, I feel like, for Luis said it, Vivid is the greatest scapegoat ever. I saw somewhere that he hasn't been on a full roster since, I think, like, he hasn't been on a roster for the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
I think since NW 2019.
I mean, yeah, it's got to be, right?
Because Cold War, he
Does that even
went to Empire.
Yeah.
Then he got dropped, and the year after that, he was
if it's even, I don't even. Yeah, I mean,
does that even count? Because he didn't even start the year in MW. He got picked up when X got dropped. So
he might have never played a season, like a full season with one team.
He literally got picked up, like, I'm pretty sure Major 2 or
that's insane, bro.
Back then.
That's insane.
That's rough for my guy.
It is. It really is. I feel bad for Vivid. We're keeping that interview in the vault.
Drop it, or I'm dropping
that
it.
Is unless they, like, turn up and then we post it and, like, Vivid said they were going to run pockets or something, and they do.
Such a nice guy too. Fuck,
yeah, he is
so bad, dude. God.
He is. But that leads me to quick question for you guys and the chat. I tweeted this out earlier. We're halfway through the year, right? Halfway through the CDL season. If you count EWC, we're not halfway yet. But who would you say are your 4 all-stars halfway through the season right now? 2 SMGs and 2 ARs. Essentially, just the 4 best players, or the 2 best in their position. Who do you think are the all-stars currently in the CDL? And chat, obviously, I want you guys to answer this too. But who would you guys pick?
A team, B team, or just A team?
Just A team. Just top two in each role.
This is, I would imagine this is fairly easy. I mean,
I think one of the spots is debatable. I think the other 3 is.
The second sub is debatable. The second SMG spot is debatable. If you don't have Scrap, Cell, and Simp as your other 3, you're wrong. I mean, that's just flat out wrong.
Yeah.
You could go Joe Deceives. You could go Hydra. You could go Clean X. If you want to throw Envoy in there, you can go Envoy. Who else is in the Snoopy if you really want to? There's a couple names that you could fit in that second sub role. Riao.
Neptune.
Neptune.
I was waiting. No one said Neptune.
Sorry. Like, there's literally like 5 to 7 names.
I feel like because he's only really played one split.
Yeah, but that's still, bro, his one split, he's been top 3 without a doubt.
I probably would go Hydra. Just because his second split, this split 2 has been absolutely insane. But part of me really, really wants to go Joe D, man.
I think I would go Joe Deceives.
I mean, that would be my.
I think I would go Joe Deceives.
That would probably be my second choice.
I'm going Xnit.
Love that.
Nice.
Dude.
Oh,
I love that. I see chat saying Cell Scrap, Simp Neptune, Simp Hydra Cell Scrap, Simp Hydra Cell Scrap.
Shotzi Purge, Cellium Scrap.
Yeah,
Okay,
Neptune
what the
makes a
fuck?
lot of fucking sense there, man. That team was horse pissed before he joined. And
Second
now
team
they are-
too. You want to do second team? Let's do second team.
Okay, so what are we doing as the first team? Because that
We'll
deciphers
say
second.
we'll put
Joe D.
We'll put Hydra.
Hydra.
we'll put Hydra on the first team, I guess, for the sake.
Okay,
the sake
then
of it.
then Joe D.
Or
for
here, let's
sure.
do this. Let's do this. All stars, but you can't say Scrap, Cell, and Simp. So take those three out. So new all stars, just without those three,
Okay.
because they're the locks.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I would go Joe D and Nep.
Correct.
I would go Joe D. If
I
you're
think I
not
would
making,
too. No, I think I would too.
And then for ARs, even though they've sucked, Dashy's been
Give me
pretty good this year.
kicks.
Dashy's been pretty good this
He
year.
said Dashy, chat. The Optic Glaze, the Meat Muncher.
But I have to think. ARs are a little bit hard. Like, what other AR? Oh, I don't know. Beans has been pretty good. I don't know AR numbers off the top of my head, though. What other AR has been, like, fucking
I'm
cooking?
thinking
How's
draws.
Draws?
I'm thinking draws and Ghosty. I'm thinking either draws and Dan, or like maybe if you want to give like a little bit of a shout to like a Sib, or maybe a guy like ROKKR or Beans. But I think draws and Ghosty would be my two.
I'm probably taking Dashy over Ghosty. This
Okay,
year.
chat. This guy's glazing, bro.
I would take
Rancor?
draws, though. I would take draws.
Rancor question mark?
ROKKR, I think, is a good. ROKKR has been really consistent. They got a top 12, which is like kind of like, I guess, how much you want to weight placement. But I think he individually has been really good the entire season.
ARs are so much harder than wow, dude, it's a subs world. Listen to all these subs that are fucking frying this year, chat. Oh my god. And I'm told the Jackal isn't insane. Dude.
Yeah.
We got the Jackal making TJ Haley look good, dude. That's how you know.
Dude, Tej is another guy. Tej Gwyn, been good all year. We have a lot of SMGs, I feel like, who have been pretty top tier at times throughout the season.
Oh yeah, how could we forget about Gwyn? We love Gwyn.
Shout out Gwyn.
We love Gwyn. Shout out him.
Shout out Gwyn.
Now, dude, I'm telling you, there's a lot of subs you can pick. There's genuine, even Estrel. If you literally want to throw
Estriel
Estrel
too. Snoopy.
Genuinely.
Real.
Snoopy, like, dude, there are so many names you could actually go with.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to make an all-star team full of subs? Honestly, it would work.
Joe D, Neptune, Hydra Simp.
There you go.
You run it.
Even a Beezy, like,
yeah,
fucking
I
hell.
mean, Kleenex. Oh my God, there's so many guys. But yeah, hey, listen, chat. End of the year around the CDL awards, we're gonna have them again. We're gonna have our award show like we did last season, and All Stars or Team of the Year is gonna be on it. So stay tuned. I mean, you got like 4 months until that, but stay tuned.
And
we'll have more
Wixel and Lins.
Okay.
What the fuck?
But
we'll have a lot more people this time around too.
Yeah.
You know why?
Chad, if you guys didn't see last year, our around the CDL awards, we had like people also vote. So we got like TACRAB and a bunch of the stats guys in the scene and a bunch of different people. So hopefully we can get some more. Get maybe like 25 ballots this year.
Yeah. You know why, chat?
Because you're famous.
Shout out, admit those are my cuts.
Oh yeah, we can get Rafi to connect us with someone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
Shout out Rafi. But yeah, what do you say we do pick'ems? What do you say we do pick'ems? Week 1 of Major 3 qualifiers. Bro, I haven't looked at these matches pretty much at all, and I don't know what to think with all these roster changes.
It's going to be so weird to think about the new teams in the back.
I don't know what to think. What I do know is I'm in first place still in our pick'ems. Alex is 2 behind me, and then Preston's like 12 behind, I think, at this point.
Preston's done for the year, Chad. We're just having fun at this rate. I'm taking every underdog.
Preston is definitely cooked. But yeah, let's just get into it, man. Chat, you guys feel free to play along. Give us your pick'ems as we go through. But let's get it started, man. We got the Vancouver Surge versus the brand new Vegas Falcons roster. If for some reason some of these rosters like Falcons, LAG, or ROKKR don't end up changing the way we think, we might end up making a slight adjustment to our pick'ems. But I think everything's going to be what we talked about already. So
I want a Twinkie, bro.
What'd you say?
I want a Twinkie.
I'm
really
Of
giving
course,
you
you
my
want, of course
Twinkie.
you want a Twinkie, big back.
All right, continue.
I'm
Surge
giving you my
Falcons.
Twinkie.
I'm going Vancouver Surge 3-1 over the Vegas Falcons.
I'm. Wait, what'd you say?
I said Surge 3-1.
Oh, okay. I'm right there with you. I'm backing that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Falcons.
Of course it
No,
is.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You don't think Pred and Xden
Um,
could run some worlds?
No, I think this is
Not
gonna
in
be.
that world.
I think this is gonna be a 3-0.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I think it's gonna take a little bit for this team to pull it together. I'm gonna be honest. Xton's like this is like polarizing for Xton. He's like, holy shit, I gotta tell Wixel what to do, and now I got players that actually know what to do.
That's
Xton
right.
might look lost for fucking 5 series. He might not know what to do.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right. Then we go to Optic Texas versus Minnesota ROKKR. These teams just played each other on LAN. It was a 3-0 for Optic. But now Kenny's going to ROKKR. HAVOK is in for Optic. Does Kenny come out with vengeance? Is really the question.
no. Give me Optic 3-0. Give me the Kenny under.
Oh, I thought you were his boy.
Hey, I told you, he's my boy unless he's playing Optic.
I'm gonna give
Oh,
him a map. Low key doesn't shock me if ROKKR come out and win map 1 and then get like mushroom stomped the next 3 maps. Like everyone's like, oh my god, ROKKR up 1-0, Kenny curse, and then they lose the next 3 maps. That's what I'm expecting to happen. I'll go 3-1 Optic.
I'm going 3-2 Optic. I'm thinking game 5,
Game 5,
round 11, HAVOK versus Kenny 1v1, and HAVOK trick shots him. That's what I think happened. And HAVOK 360 out of Hacienda windows. Kenny's head glitch and fountain gets ripped. No, I actually think this can still be a good series. I mean, listen, ROKKR's still a decent team. I mean, I guess Optic did just 3-0 them, but like, I'm going to give ROKKR some maps. I do think Kenny will play a little bit better because, you know, new environment, and he probably wants to play good against Optic.
Don't they scrim him tomorrow? Or am I tweaking?
Oh, do they?
What did Radiation say?
I saw Radiation tweeted it. Let me look real quick. I know they play Ravens. Ravens and Surge. Ravens and Surge tomorrow.
Again? Dude, do they scrim Ravens 5 times a week?
I mean, free dubs, bro. It's good. It's good scrim bucks.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I should be live, hopefully, to watch the scrims, but like I said, I got Spectrum Technician coming out, so I might be a little late, just in case anyone wants to tune into the stream. All right, then we get to the last match: Toronto Ultra versus Atlanta FaZe. This could be a fun one, man. This could be a fun one.
Apparently, that Bell Fiber is really Bell Fibering right now.
But FaZe has Dark Fiber, so
I don't know.
They also have Aura, so that's hard to fight against. You know what I'm saying?
Beans could also eat Simpin of Easy in 3-2s. So
I'll go FaZe 3-2 game 5.
I'm gonna go. I do like.
I'll let you go last.
I do like what I've been seeing out of Jim.
I'm going Ultra in game 5.
Oh,
I'm going Ultra in game 5.
Okay. I'm going Atlanta FaZe 3. I'm gonna go 3-2 as well. I think this one will be fun. Game 5. I'm gonna go FaZe though. I can't doubt the back-to-back LAN champions in their first series. So I'm going FaZe. Okay, then we go to Saturday. The Vegas Falcons versus Miami Heretics. Miami with Super. Vegas with Pred, Arcides, and Priesta. This one could get interesting, man. This could Does Vegas get their first win of the season? This could realistically be the first hardpoint win for Vegas the year. I don't know if they would take one off of Surge the day before, because Surge had like the best hardpoint team in the game. But map 1 versus Miami, I'm feeling some magic, bro. I got Miami Heretics 3-1. Actually, no, I'm trying to think about it. I gotta think. Hold on. I gotta think. Fred likes to play Miami.
I want to take Vegas, bro. My heart is telling me take Vegas, but my mind is telling me take Miami.
I'm actually gonna go Miami 3-1. I'm gonna do it. Vegas win map 1, Miami win the series.
I'm gonna go Falcons 3-0.
Oh,
I think they come out and make a fucking
this guy doesn't like
statement.
Spanish people, bro.
I think it's gonna be a Falcons 3-0. I do.
I'll go Miami.
I feel my
3-1.
ball hairs tingling.
Oh,
He can feel it in his nuggets.
I mean, this realistically is a very winnable series for the Falcons team. I don't know, bro. I don't expect a whole lot from Priesta. I don't know what we're gonna get from Arcides. I think Pred and Exit will be good, but Real and RANT are also pretty good. I don't know what Super is gonna. It's very unpredictable. So my unpredictable prediction is 3-1. All right, so Alex and I both got 3-1. Preston's going 3-0 Vegas. Okay. All right, then we got the Carolina Royal Ravens taking on the new look LAG. Are Ravens mentally chalked enough to lose this LAG roster?
If they do, then I'm going Carolina 3-1.
Ooh.
I'm in a match. I'm in a match.
Yeah, I'm gonna match too, honestly. I'm gonna match too. I mean, maybe LAG do it, but yeah, I gotta go Ravens here. I gotta go Ravens. I don't see how LAG. I haven't seen anything from them to believe in this yet. Okay, then we go to Optic Texas versus Cloud9 New York. Wait, did I just read that right?
Yes.
These guys have only played each other once since Champs Grand Finals, and it was a 3-0 for Optic.
Yeah, and it was AG's last freaking series before he shipped off to Australia for 2 months.
Damn, that's insane. Wow, so Optic brand new roster and C9 playing totally different than the last time these two played each other.
Yes.
Give me Optic 3-1.
I'm gonna go Optic 3-2 in an absolutely dirty Neslo, like a dirty Neslo. They might get slammed in both HPs, but absolute fucking dirty Neslo.
This one's tough, bro. This one's tough. I mean, Optic's definitely better with HAVOK. They definitely just perform better overall. But you guys both picked Optics, so I'm gonna take my chances and I'm gonna go 3-2 C9. I'm gonna let you. I was pretty close on that one because I really do think with the way HAVOK plays, these guys are pretty nasty. But C9 also is just a good team. They're good at hardpoint. They're great at SND. I think Kremp's gonna go crazy map 5 and C9 get this done. Okay, then we go to Boston Breach versus Toronto Ultra to round out Sunday or Saturday. We're back online. Boston, they might have beat LAT, and Ultra's about to get our trade. I'm going Toronto Ultra. I'm going 3-0. I think Boston gets absolutely worked.
I'll go 3-1. Ultra.
Man, Ultra didn't get your trade. Ultra mollywopped you after Boston.
Okay, well, Joe DeSeeves is my guy, man. He's going to apologize for that one.
I'm going to go Ultra 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I still think Boston's one of those teams that, like, just some days they come out looking good, but they should have made a change a while ago, I feel like. I feel like your EWC tweet for FaZe is very applicable to Boston. Like, oh, they beat LA Thieves, but they thought the problems went away. Nah, man. All right, then we move to Sunday.
What EWC tweet?
Then we move to Sunday. Boston versus Minnesota ROKKR. Does the Kenny ROKKR get the dub here? Or does Boston play in, get a solid victory?
I think El Mexican Favorito Snoopy is going to go off again. I got Boston 3-1.
I'm going to go ROKKR.
I'm also going ROKKR. I'm doing it.
I'm going to go ROKKR. I'm going to take him into Game 5.
I'm also going ROKKR, and I was going to take him into Game 5 as well.
There you go.
Why not, man? Why not? I'm feeling a good series out of Nero, Estriel, and Geo in this one. Maybe Kenny doesn't really do a whole lot, but
what the fuck?
maybe Kenny just drops like a point. Kenny drops like a 0.88 this series, but Estriel drops a 1.2, Nero drops a 1.17, and Geo drops a 1.27. That's my predictions, chat. Come back to this one when Boston 3-0s them.
Wake and Cammy get absolutely fucking shit on is what you're telling me.
No, they probably drop a 3.0 after all I just said. Okay. Then we go to Ravens versus FaZe. I'm going FaZe 3-1.
This is rough for Ravens, man.
I'm going FaZe 3-1.
If they manage to pull this off, I'm back on board.
I got Ravens taking the SND online.
I'm going
I'm
phase 3.
I'm a match you, Jake. I'm gonna go phase 3-1.
Yeah. I think FaZe's SND was a little shaky online. It was obviously great on LAN. I think Ravens just still steals the SND here, but it's tough to pick them. It's tough to pick anyone over FaZe, honestly, at this point. All right, then we get to our last match of the weekend. I feel like these boys have played each other 1,000 times in the last couple weeks. L8 Thieves versus the Vancouver Surge. Your second place team versus your fourth place team at the major. Hey, this is a scuff double points. Hey, chat, if you guys want to scuff, use code OMIT. Just saying. Just putting that out there.
I'm
Jake,
gonna
you
go.
Your boys.
Oh yeah, you can go first.
My boys?
Yeah.
I am. These are my boys. These are my boys. I'm going LAT. I'm being biased. I don't give a fuck. I'm going
Gotcha.
LAT, and I'm going 3-1.
Gotcha.
I'm going 3-1. I just think LAT, it's back online. We're onliners, you know what I'm saying? So we come out smoking.
I was just about to say that.
We
I'm
come
gonna go
out
with
crazy.
the onliners. Give me lat. Give me 3-1.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Surge in game 5.
No, that's fair. I mean, Surge winning this is very fair.
I'm gonna
This is
Surge in game 5.
probably the most... This is probably the best matchup of the weekend, I would guess, right?
That or FaZe Ultra.
That or FaZe Ultra, or maybe like Vegas, Miami.
Yeah,
yeah, no.
just because of the roster.
Nah, I'm going Thieves. I'm being biased. I mean, I also think I still do think every time Thieves lose, I feel like the motivation to bounce back is there for them. They just need it to last the whole stage. They need to do it on LAN. But let me save my predictions before I forget. But bang, those are the pick'ems, man. After this week, it should hopefully be a little easier to make the pick'ems once we see these teams in action with all these new roster changes. But I hope we see some upsets. I'm telling you, Vegas is winning a hard point this weekend. They're winning map 1 versus Miami Heretics, chat. Book it right now. Book it right now.
That would be insane.
I mean,
Twitter might go nuts. Vegas Falcons have ended their 0-19 or whatever it is, 0-24 now. Or something
it might be like 29. I think it's like 0-27, something like that. It's in the upper 20s at this point.
I don't remember what it is, but it's insane no matter what it is.
Yeah, but also like I feel like it's kind of like who cares, because they just have a totally different roster. It wasn't like the Saudi
But it
roster
still
get.
counts.
Man, I
It
wanted
still
to see those guys win an HP, bro. I wanted to see Exnid King, Dahum, Wixel go crazy after winning a hard point, man.
Dude, they went up 100 points and they still lost.
They did. They did.
We should have known then it was bad. It was chalked.
Oh, no, we knew it was chalked. We knew it was chalked. Oh, man, what's good, Hayden? Yeah, but honestly, that's really all I had for tonight. I didn't really plan a whole lot because I didn't know if my internet was going to be shit, and it's actually been pretty good during this stream, obviously. Right?
It's about to go to shit right now.
It's going to go to shit right now. I've only dropped 1.9% of frames. During my stream earlier, I dropped 8% of frames, which is insane. So, chat, any questions, any topics, any hot takes, things you want us to react to? What do we think? What do we think, chat? What are you guys thinking about Rostermania? What are you guys thinking about BO6? What are you thinking about Major 3?
Played 3 hackers out of 4 games. That was fun.
Oh, isn't this such a good game?
Mm-hmm.
Ultra final slot, second place, FaZe top 3, Surge 4th. Ooh, that's a hot take for sure.
Where's Optic there, Jose? What the fuck?
He's got Optic in the top 12 for sure.
A BC rant on Benjay. He did cook his ass.
He
What
did
did he
cook
say?
him.
Apparently, like Benjay went up to him after during the after party, and he was like, "You finally got to kill Spiral on protocol or something like that." And BC was like, "What the fuck? Like, who the fuck are you?"
Like he was kind of saying Benjay's a weird dude.
Yeah.
Like, why is that what he's bringing up to him? He's like,
Why
why
did
do
he
I
go
care
ahead?
about winning a gunfight Spiral, Ben? That shit was funny. Actually, Luke brings up a good topic. Envoy's take on expansion in the CDL. Did you guys see that clip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chat, for anyone that doesn't know, Envoy, first of all, Envoy's been going rogue on Twitch, on his stream. Shout out to Envoy. I like streamer Envoy back. But Envoy basically said he thinks expansion for the CDL is a waste of time because there's no good talent in challengers, and it would ultimately just be 4 more, if it was an expansion of 4, 4 more shit teams that would just be more shit COD and the talent's not there. And people are cooking his shit. People are cooking his shit. I saw Preston also saying rare envoy or L or something like that. Rare envoy bad take. So what do you guys think in chat? What do you guys think? But Preston, you go first because you had a tweet. So let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah, very, 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 very rare L out of my guy Dale. And I witnessed it firsthand when we went to Major 2. There's a lot of talent down there. There's a lot of talent that people don't realize there's talent. And I think a lot of the reason that people think that there's not too much talent is because teams that typically change and pick up these challengers players are usually built to not succeed, and they are fucking trash. If these players got opportunities where they were actually put in positions to shine as the players that they could become, there would be a lot more potential talent being brought up from challengers. Look at Neptune. Neptune was a fucking missing piece for Surge, and he's absolutely shining super, super fucking bright. That team looks night and day difference. He was a perfect missing piece for them. And I don't necessarily... Envoy himself came from challengers. Literally, like, well, not challengers, but, you know, came from the depths of fighting his way up into the league, okay? I don't understand how he can sit there and say that expansion does not need to happen. I don't understand it. There is a lot of talent down there. And just because the Falcons have made a roster and just because, you know, Paris Legion and Vanguard has happened does not mean that that doesn't mean that the 48 players in the league right now are the 48 best players. I don't give a shit. I think there are players and challengers that are better than players in the league currently, which means that expansion should be necessary, is what that means. These players deserve their chance too. There are probably 6 to 10 pros right now that I could think that I could swap out with somebody on challengers, and if the team doesn't get better, they at worst stay the same. They don't get worse. So we'll see. I think that's I love Dill like the rest of them, man. I think that's a really bad take. I do. I think it's a really, really bad take.
Yeah, it's a brain dead take because if you look at your 3 other fucking teammates, they all came from challengers. Ghosty was in challengers 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, brought up by OPTIC. And look where he's at now. Scrap was a really good player in Challengers as well, brought up, and look where he's at now. Hydra was a really good player in Challengers in the EU scene, and look where he's at now.
Win.
It's like there's the Gwen, Lily, like most players, I don't want to say most players, but a lot of the players that we see come up are from Challengers, and there's good talent down there. They just need the opportunity to see it. I see Christian saying, you know, who my thing is who in Challengers is the next Scrap or Ghosty. That's the thing. We'll never know unless you give them the opportunity to do it. Again, we know that the skill gap from challengers to pro is really big because we've seen challengers players come and shit the bed, and we've seen challengers players who I just named come up to the league and do really good. You know, it really just depends on who. You know, not everyone's going to be a diamond in the rough player who is automatically going to make an impact on your team. Is going to be a superstar automatically. Some people just take time, but you need to give them that ability and that space for them to grow. So I think having expansion does exactly that, unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but fortunately for, I should say, unfortunately for players in that, you know, scene, there really isn't a team for them to go to that isn't already in a shit show, that isn't a shit show already. Most players are getting picked up are going to an already bad situation. It's not like FAZE, OPTIC, you know, Surge right now. Even Ravens were thinking about picking up Kenny, so I wouldn't even bring them up. But any of the top echelon teams are never going to make a roster change like that. So obviously, no challengers player is going to get put into a good situation coming up from challengers. But give them the opportunity to showcase their skills, so that if they are in a situation this year, but they do really good, maybe a team who like Surge or Carolina picks them up next year because they played well. So there just needs to be that expansion for teams to kind of make rosters again, and that's also more views on the league, which we absolutely need because right now we're just in an NA bubble, and we're not growing as an esport. We need to get outside of the NA. Of course, we have EU, but if you look at all these successful esports, Counter-Strike, Valorant, they're all like Asia is where the money is. Like, unfortunately, it's just like that's where we get the most eyes. And that's what we need to do as COD, as an esports. So I just think having more players, yes, the talent level may not be so high, But that's just how it is in pretty much, I think, any league, though, unfortunately. There's always going to be those teams that are at the top who are just stacked with fucking talent. And there's going to be the teams at the bottom who just don't have as much talent. And that's just how it is, unfortunately. But at least you're giving the players who, could have that talent the ability to try. So that's just my take. I think it's a bad take out of Envoy because, like how Preston said, he also came from challengers. So, like, you can't be trying to act like the villain now all of a sudden that you got top 4 at Major 2. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I actually think he's right. And I think he's wrong. I think everything you guys said is the part I think he's wrong about. I think for sure more spots in the league equals more opportunity equals better chance of finding the diamonds in the rough or just finding solid players, right? Like you might find the next Scrap. You might find the next Estrel, right? You might find the next Gwyn. You might find the next Joe Deceives. Or it could be just a guy like 04 who's a good role player, right? Like you can find any of these players for sure. I think all of the things you guys said, I just said I don't have to repeat because I think that's 100% true. We need the opportunity and there is talent in challengers. The thing I think he's right about though, is if you had 4 more teams in the league, more than likely those teams are going to be in the middle of the pack at best, if not lower. Right, if we have 16 teams in the league, and right now, let's say we have a top 4, we still have a top 4. Like, it doesn't really change anything. Now, down the line, as the opportunity shows up, and we start to see, a guy who was on the 13th best team last year plays really good. He, a year from now, he's on the 5th best team, and we start to see people start to climb the tiers and get onto these better teams, and then the middle of the pack starts to fill out more. I think over the years, it would actually fill out to make the league less top-heavy. But I think in the shorter term, over the first few seasons of expansion, whoever you put in the league is probably getting cooked, right? You might have a couple players that show out, but it's going to be more Burger Bowls. It's going to be more watching Miami versus Boston, which people don't care about now. People aren't going to care about watching, Team War versus Boston, maybe, or Omit versus Falcons, right? Like, I mean, we would care about Omit, obviously, and I think Rafi could build a good team because he's continued to do that. But I don't think it really matters who you add. I think ultimately the Burger Bowls would just expand. But more COD is more COD. Maybe they could, if they had 16 teams, maybe we could have 2 streams on at a time. So we could have your choice between matches. But I think most of his take was probably wrong. But I think he's right about the fact that, like, more teams doesn't really make a difference in terms of the state of the league being top heavy and things like that. It's just more teams to get shit on by LAT and FAZE and OPTIC and Ultra, more than likely.
I don't remember. I think it was on that tweet, and it actually might have been Dill who said, I don't remember, but somebody mentioned something about like a draft, a rookie draft.
I think he might have said in a clip, like that's the only way to get like more parity with not being top heavy.
Like if your team is shit the year prior, like the shitty teams get first come first serve to the super young talent that they want. And if teams are like choosing not to change or don't want to participate in the draft, they can opt out. But the teams that like are looking for a change and maybe looking to pick up some young talent, there's like a draft. Like I don't know, like let's just say Falcons finish 12th because it's probably gonna happen. They can get like first come opportunity next year for like, I don't know, a young up and comer that hasn't hit the league yet or somebody in challengers. I don't know. That's obviously never going to happen, but that would be. I thought that would be pretty cool as like a hypothetical situation.
I think I made a TikTok on this like over a year ago, and I went back to like 2019, 2020, 2021, and I did that. And like if that was to happen, Scrap would have been on the Vegas Legion because they would have been the worst team, and he was undeniably the best in that
right.
rookie class coming into MW2. Right. So like imagine if Scrap was on Legion. How that changes, this Legion's not winning a championship, right? Let's say you team Scrap up with who they had in MW2, Clayster and Tej and, those guys and Temp. Like, imagine you put them on that team. Are they winning a championship? No, but they may be closer to middle of the pack, right? With how good Scrap was. I mean, he was a top 3 player his rookie season, right? So it would be interesting if there was a draft. I think that'd be so sick. I love drafting and scouting and like talent and stuff like that, but it doesn't make any sense.
Teams have a potential to still bottle it, right? Like there are still NFL teams, there are still NBA teams. All these teams that think they have like the perfect, they still bottle it. So like it wouldn't be like guaranteed. Oh, this guy's a freaking gem. Like somebody could fizzle out and end up being nothing. It would. I mean, regardless, it would never happen. But I thought that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I wish.
What team was Temp on last year? He
Nothing.
wasn't on the team. Yeah, he wasn't on the team. Pretty sure Challengers. But I do like what Abby said about like if we do get a bunch of these doors like Fanatics, Genji, all these other who have the resources, then maybe it could get kind of interesting. There'd definitely be some bidding wars for some players, on shorting teams. So maybe it would kind of diversify the talent a little bit more, just depending on how it goes. But I think that's just how it's always going to be with these top tier teams. They're just always going to be at the top no matter what, unfortunately. I feel like most of if you look at the Chiefs right now, they're always at the top regardless, of the players that they have with what they have Mahomes, so obviously they're always gonna be good. But I feel like just with every league, there's always gonna be the top heavy teams. And that's just how it's gonna be sometimes, unfortunately. There's really not much you can do. Unless you want to implement a salary cap, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Now, COD is a lot like soccer, and the popular teams with money are the ones that just can continuously build the best rosters. You could lose a player, but you could just sign a new one the next year because you have the money and you have the fan base and people want to come play with you or play for you. So, or play with you, maybe both. But it's just kind of it would be cool. It would be cool if we had other orgs, kind of like a Gentlemates, come into the league, be willing to spend cash, have a massive fan base, have the resources to support players, and maybe snag a Dashy away from OPTIC or Scrap away from LAT or one of the FaZe guys away from the trio. Would they ever really break up? Maybe not, but maybe one day they're like, we won enough, and this team's offering me hella bread. I'll go over there and see what I can do. I don't know. It would be kind of cool to just see if that happened one day, and I think that would help. But also, esports loses money, and COD specifically is not a big esport, so you're really losing money. So it's why would someone really do that? Yeah. Why would that really be a thing? So
yes, Luke, absolutely, it should for sure. That's a very good question.
We need challengers to lower the age for sure. Because think about it, bro. How often does a player under the age of 20 get in the CDL these days? Joe Deceives.
Not very often. Joe Deceives.
Linz and Snoopy, I think, were the most 3 recent ones.
Yeah.
And other than that, it doesn't ever happen, bro. You look at rookies that come in. ROKKR is 22, I think, 23. Super, I think, is 24. These guys come in at the age of 21, 22, 23 a lot of the time. So it's if they could start playing in challengers younger, you could see them get into the league maybe by the time they're 19 instead of the time they're 22, right? So
yeah.
I wish they'd lower it, but I guess they just legally can't because the game's rated, you got to be 18 or older, unless they start figuring out a way to add parental consent in there. But I don't know. There must be a reason they don't do it.
What's the minimum age for Counter-Strike? Is it 18 as well?
It would have to be, right? Surely.
No, I think it's 16.
I
think for CS it's 16, but it could be different because of
there's no language.
I don't know. I don't know if it's CS is different just because of maybe more of a global thing, in different countries. But I actually don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's 16. Yeah, Fuel just said it was 16 because Donk came in at 16 years old and was running Worlds.
Challengers 16, CDL 18. Get the young crack kids in challengers, give them 2 years under their belts in challengers, and then if they're not ready in 2 years, they have a chance to grow even more. Or if they are ready, then bang, young talent in the CDL. The win-win.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure COD could change it. I just don't know if they probably just don't want to. Because if other esports can do it, I'm pretty sure they can do it.
It's also probably harder to sell sponsors when there's minors, because then that's also the players work for the league, and then the league have the sponsors, so then the players have sponsor obligations, and then if you're under 18 it probably adds a whole other layer to things. It is also a rated M game. There's kind of a lot, I'm sure, as to why they. I mean, listen, Activision has the money and the resources to make it happen if they wanted to. So clearly, it's not worth it. But it's also not worth it for them to get rid of hackers, I guess. So what do I know?
Biggest what ifs, like turning points. I mean, one of the most recent ones, Illy on Optic, if his thumb didn't fuck up.
What if Pred didn't go back to Australia?
Yeah.
That's another one.
What
if the trio actually split?
What if Draza went to Optic instead of FaZe? What if he took the Optic offer?
What
They don't
if
win champs.
Hydra joined Optic? Indeed.
What if Hydra and Pred went to Paris back in the day like they were
that
supposed
shit
to?
was crazy.
Imagine Hydra and Pred on the same team, dude, back in the day, running Worlds.
What if SCUMP never retired?
There's a lot of what ifs, bro. What if
A lot
Hook
of
didn't
ifs.
give up mid when Kismet ran up in champs of MW2? Hook didn't stop watching the lane.
Rise Nation could have been a dynasty. Think so? Rise Nation was good as fuck. And
That's a good one, babe. What if Shotzi went to FaZe?
Mm.
No,
She knows boss. Chat. She knows boss. She
There's
went to
so many.
CDL.
There's so many what ifs. I mean, it goes for anything, right? What you literally never could have predicted.
What if Scrap never trash talked the subliners? I fear that's still a 5-0.
What if
Dude, that's
LA
insane.
Thieves actually beat Optic at champs last year and didn't get reverse swept?
Oh,
Wow.
What if
This
Preston
shit's
got
insane.
replaced with dumb yelling around the CDL? No one would watch our show anymore.
yeah. We literally drop thousands of viewers.
I can answer that what if right for you, straight up.
What if Hydra won champs last season?
Knowing subliners, they still probably split.
They probably would have. They probably would have dropped Skies.
They don't give a fuck about winning.
Would have dropped
Oh,
Skies
yeah.
and brought in Scrap.
There's a lot of what ifs, chat.
There is.
Lot of what ifs.
It's insane to think.
Like, what if that World War II year, if Optic did drop Illy and Dashy, brought on Cammy and Hydra?
Okay, Leilani lock in.
What if Jake
Lock
Maverick is
in.
not so Hollywood?
So real. So real.
So fucking real.
There's just too
Oh my
many.
God. She's such a ball knower. She's actually such a ball knower.
I'm
Insane.
telling you.
Insane.
What if Optic was able to get Kenny in World War II? What if NADESHOT didn't pull out the HBR?
Oh man, not my go. Not my go.
What if Hydra didn't go vent in round 11, game 7, and Major 1
Oh, now you guys are just torturing me, man.
What if Sip didn't win before Heretics? They might still be on a losing streak.
Oh my God, they still might be dog shit.
Can you imagine if the FaZe hadn't won a match all year long at this point? What the world would look like? They would have made a roster change.
What if I was a lap burner? I'd be pissed.
Be pissed.
NW19 Dynasty? Dude, Zen, lock in, bro. What the fuck? This guy's turn.
OGLA was dynasty, bro.
What if Vickle was still what? That dog shit.
What if
fuck.
Vickle never got a hair transplant?
What if Vickle was still in the league? He'd be on the bench because he's dog shit.
Damn. Maybe they bring him back. Maybe he goes to school for a year and he's like, fuck this shit. And he comes back.
What if Zoom?
Does this Optic roster stay together if they flop?
Yo, Luke, are you good,
Oh,
brother?
Zooms.
Zuma. What if he never had hand problems?
Subliners are probably nasty because it would be Zuma and Hydra.
Jan, my God. OGLA just need Dashy and Teach to sign it?
Holy shit, Chad
Talk
is coming out with the fucking what ifs.
Talk to
Okay.
Preston. He can get you in talks with Dashy. They're like boys, 1000%.
They are. He did. It's in the vlog, chat. Chat, around the CDL Major 2 vlog, I put all the clips together this morning. It's like 25 minutes long, first of all, so it has got a lot of content in there. Hopefully, we'll be live in the next couple days. I want to go through some final things tomorrow and see what it's looking like, but around the CDL Majors 2 vlog coming at you sometime this week.
What if
What if
Real
Ben
went to
Chase-
Ultra this year? they're probably worse than they are now. Joe D's absolutely fucking cooking.
Real's been good too, though.
What if
Preston
Kyson
wasn't
was
a part timer. That's a good one.
Hello?
Part timer.
What if Octane didn't retire?
Yeah, what if
Preston, that one's
Octane
for
did
you.
retire?
I mean, Jake, that's just for you.
What? If Octane didn't
What if
retire?
Octane? Yeah.
If Octane didn't retire, I'd be signing LA Thieves as the official watch partier because he wouldn't be watch partying.
It's probably true, honestly.
What if
won't be
Jake
a major
never?
three then.
We'll
I'm
be a
telling
major
you.
4, Zenster. We won't be a major 3, unfortunately.
What if Jake wasn't recognized by Cesar Bueno at Major
Dude.
2?
She sees right through you, Jake. She
Okay,
sees
dude.
right through you.
Chat,
She
nobody
sees
knows
right
who I
through your
am,
bull
bro.
of lies.
Nobody
She
knows
sees
who I
right
am.
through-
What if Suma never started the flank? Oh, that'd be. That's a
I
good one.
wonder what CDL content would look like right now if Zuma never retired and started to flank and did everything he's been doing. Like, I wonder what the scene would look like.
They'd probably be a couple years behind the bullshit.
You'd have around the CDO.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if we
Would
were.
we, though?
Imagine if we were the flank and we had like 8,000 viewers right now watching us just sit
Oh
here
my
and
God.
talk about what ifs. What if we had our 8,000 viewers right now?
What's cooler, 8,000 viewers or 122 friends? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? This is what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
This is what I'm talking about.
What if Envoy lost the 1v1 to Teej? Oh my God. I'm pretty sure Hex said if they lost it, or if that 1v1 went the other way, he doesn't get Optic back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still Huntsman
He
to
said
this
Envoy
day.
saved him, saved Optic.
What if my dad never left for the milk? I'm so sorry, Bubbles.
I'm sorry, Bubbles. It'll be okay. He's coming back. Trust. I actually saw him at the store earlier. He said he's coming back. He was
That
really
2%'s really hard to
contemplating.
find, man.
It was. He was waiting for the restock, but they haven't restocked because 2%'s, it's prime.
If COD never-
College, you'd be broke. You'd be broke.
Oh man. What a time to be alive, bro. COD. Bubbles' dad's getting milk. I wonder how Woods' dad's doing after he broke his leg. Woods'
I haven't seen him in chat in a while.
Woods was in here earlier today, very, very briefly. He lives in the UK, so he's definitely sleeping right now. But next time I see Woods, I gotta ask if his dad's okay after falling down the stairs and breaking his leg.
Yeah, we did hear Luke. I'm telling you, if he allows it to, like, for fans to go, that shit is gonna be so godlike.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need him to allow fans to go because obviously, like, the one he did with COD and Halo, there was no fans allowed. But if he does it where fans can go to Anaheim and go to a COD/Halo event, that shit would feed generations.
If we get Case on Anaheim this coming year, and it's COD Halo and we get to go, holy, I'm there, bro. I'm literally there. You can book my ticket now.
Eating for 5 minutes.
He might die, Gabe. He might die. How far are you from Anaheim, Alex? It's got to be a few hours, right?
It's like near LA, so probably like 6, 7.
Oh, Christ. I was going to say, can we stay at your place?
No.
I was going to say 4. I didn't think 6, 7.
Nah, Anaheim is in SoCal. I'm in NorCal.
Our boss is there. Leilani's there if he hosts it with fans. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God.
Leilani, her family does live in SoCal, so we could probably stay at her parents' place.
Let's go. Beans, you're terrible.
I
Why are
live
you
around 3,300 miles away from Anaheim, approximately.
All right, we can stay at your house.
Yeah,
Stay at your house, what, like a little 30-hour commute?
What if Preston wasn't a Danish child?
a Danish Chad, huh? Dude, I
Preston,
can fuck up a Danish
Preston
right
is
now.
got so much Riz, chat.
True. It's true.
Yeah, I'm 6 hours away from Anaheim.
Dang.
What if Jimbo never got caught cheating? Good question. What
He's the
if?
world champion. Genuine question. What if someone let's say let me pick a team. What if like The Farico Impact, first ever COD Champs winning team, 2012, came out today and said, we actually were cheating in 2012. What do you think would happen?
Karma's reputation would be ruined. Haggie's reputation would be ruined. I forgot who else was on that fucking team.
Killa and Mir.
Killa.
Like, what if it came out? And what if it came out and they were like, we actually had like enhanced aim assist or something built into our controllers?
What if X was Optic's #1 fan? Let's.
That would be insane. That would be insane. There's no way, but that would be crazy. Damn. Rambo couldn't ice up or what? That's insane.
It'd probably get sued, no? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what would happen.
Their rings get revoked for sure. That's
yeah, they would lose their world championship.
Who came second that year?
Envy. With Rambo and J-Cap and...
Cap would have 3-player rings. One coaching ring. He would be
the go.
JK4, JCap 4.
JK4.
Jordan Kaplan 4, bro. That's what I'm saying, Michael. That's what I'm saying. Ever since, literally, when you guys joined Omit, Optic season went to shit.
You joined the same day why are you blaming it on us?
Because it's your team. I didn't do nothing.
When we joined Omit, not just us two.
You offered $500K to go to Vegas, would you? Fuck yeah. $500K? Hell yeah.
You might come back with none of that if you're going to Vegas.
I'm not really a gambler.
I'm not either.
Not much of a gambler.
It is, Christian, yes, allegedly.
Yes, BO7, aka BO2 sequel remake type thing.
The average scrap fan got to be 13 or under. My bad, Jake.
My bad, Jake and Austin.
I'm literally 12, bro. Can't you tell?
12 inches inside of me.
Whoa.
You wish.
You're right. I do.
You wish.
What if it was found out the Dynasty cheated? I would absolutely off myself.
Hex might cease operations of Optic and go off the grid if that happened.
I would absolutely off myself and I would stop being an Optic fan.
It definitely would have been Crim, bro. Definitely.
Yeah, you guys blocked you on Twitter, bro. That's why you said that. That's insane that you're blocked by the greatest player of all time. And you do a podcast about the CDL and you're blocked by the greatest player to ever play.
Wait.
What the fuck did you say, W?
Wait, Simp doesn't have me blocked.
Oh, now he's a FAZE glazer.
Oh my god, yeah.
What did Dumyell say?
Dumyell's off his back. I use Head and Shoulders. So I gotta try that. I'll test.
What the fuck were you doing, W? Idiot. Oh my god.
I don't think Methods comes back, Keithley. I do think Methods wanted to keep playing. I do think Methods retired too early, but he knew this was his opportunity to really make a longer career. And I think it was the right choice, but I don't think he was ready to retire. But I don't think he's coming back.
Who's one player that has you blocked? Clay has me blocked. I talked shit to him after we beat him in Cold War. Because he talked shit to I literally copied and pasted what he said to Dashy to him. Blocked.
I don't have anybody I'm not blocked by anybody that I know of. Although I don't think Arceus fucks with me.
I'm blocked by Awakening and I'm blocked by Crim.
Wow. 2 goats.
Goats.
Hey, Grado, I don't know, bro. I don't know the actual number, but there were hella 3-0s.
Hollywood Maverick, I'm saying.
You're so real. So real. They can't block you because they know who he is personally.
How do you feel if Nade blocked you? Dude, I'd be heartbroken.
Oh my god.
What does Simp have to do to become unanimous GOAT? 4 rings.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who gets 4 rings is probably the GOAT, unless their only wins are those 4 rings. But even
unless, of course, it's Shotzi, then they.
No, Shotzi probably needs 6 rings to be the GOAT.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think 4 rings would easily, like, unanimously would make him the GOAT. 3
So,
rings
Karma-
plus some other wins. I don't know. There'd always be arguments. I think as long as you have 3 or less rings, there's always going to be arguments. Unanimous, you need 4.
Good question. What if scrap box you there, Jakey Poo?
I would cry.
What if the entire lat roster just blocked you?
I mean, dude, that would actually break my heart if the entire dude.
What if they like April Fool's pulled a prank on you yesterday? All followed you and then unfollowed you today. That was I followed you tonight.
That would be interesting. I don't know what I got to do to get follows from those guys, bro. Those guys are so famous. Only Dan Ghosty's humble, I guess.
Wait, Dale doesn't even follow you?
No, Envoy doesn't follow me. I only got Ghosty, man.
Such an egotistical fuck.
Just me and my guy Dan.
What's wrong with Jakey Poo?
Jakey Poo.
Man. I'm gonna get him, Chad. Don't worry. I'm gonna get LAT to follow me one day.
He got all of LAT last year to follow him.
I'm gonna get the actual page to follow me.
All you do
Is that
is
your goal by the end of the season?
What'd you say?
Is that your goal by the end of the season?
No. Maybe within the next 3 seasons. You probably got to be in LAT for them to follow you.
What?
I mean, who do they follow?
What do you mean?
LAT follows 38 people.
Oh, I thought you meant the players.
No, I'm talking about the actual page.
The
Only people LAT follow are people in 100T and people who work or sponsors, pretty much.
Oh yeah, they're not following you until you get in the org, brother.
So I'm getting in the org. And they follow Drake.
Well.
I'm getting in the org, chat.
Yeah, just sponsor LAT. You got the bread.
Yeah, just sponsor LAT. Do you guys hear yourself?
Maverick Media.
Chat, I'm the poorest of the 3 of us. And that's actually probably a fact.
Wait.
That's actually definitely a fact.
It is not a fact.
It is definitely a fact. It is definitely a fact.
I am the poorest one here.
I am the poorest one here.
No. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Babe, aren't I broke? Extremely broke. Okay, I'm gonna block you for saying that. What the fuck do you mean Scump was a FAZE legacy? Yeah.
Bro, what if Scump was on FAZE this whole time and FAZE was OPTIC? And you guys were FAZE fans.
FAZE fuck up, chat. FAZE up.
I'd be phasing the fuck up. That's
I'd be phasing up, he says. What
Jake's
if
saying that he's broke when really he's like the richest out of the 3 of us?
I am broke.
He's the richest out of the 3 of us.
I wish I was rich, chat. That's my goal in life. Just to buy DoorDash without looking at the price tag. I just want to order a fucking McDouble with fries and a Coke and not look at the price.
I just want to order 4 Portillo's chili cheese jumbo dogs.
Okay, this
man.
fucking big back. He's eating 12 fish sandwiches in one sitting.
4. I just want them so bad with a Twinkie on the side.
There's something wrong with you. All right, let's round out this stream, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I'm exhausted. I woke up at like 6 a.m. today.
You were up early.
I was. I had shit to do, bro. I had to edit like 3 different videos today, so I had to get up early.
When you're up at the same time I am, that's how you know you got business.
I'm grinding. I'm trying to wake up. I'm trying to wake up before 7 tomorrow too. I got shit to do.
Pussy gobbler.
You know what I'm
Pussy
saying?
gladiator.
What did he just do? Somebody clip it. Somebody clip Preston's face just now, please. Somebody clip that, zoom in, and send it to me. Twitter.com/JakeMaverick. What the fuck? All right, someone close this out, bro. These guys are starting to freak me out a little bit. It's after dark.
Alex, you got this?
They don't know what to say, chat.
Alex got his routine.
Yeah.
Co-hosts. Co-hosts.
Chat, we appreciate you all seriously from the bottom of our hearts. Even if you watch us stream, or if you watch Jake's videos, if you watch us just when we bush around for scrims, we appreciate all the support. We can't thank y'all enough. None of this would be possible without any of y'all. So we appreciate all the love. One last shout out to my guys over at Omit. Love those guys, man. Those are my guys. Who the fuck is around the CDL?
Oh, that's why it's highlighted. I'm logged into Around the CDL on OBS.
Oh.
So I'm logged into chat on the Around the CDL channel. Oh, that's why it was highlighting when people type the name. I
thought that was
didn't realize
WL
that
or
I
some
was
shit.
logged in. This isn't Jake. Preston is the most Hollywood on our show.
Literally,
Sorry,
I was like, who
Alex.
the
You
fuck
can go.
is
You can
that?
go back. You can go back.
All right, back to it. Shout out to Omate. Those are my guys. If you don't already, follow Jake and Preston and us on Twitter. Follow our Twitches and YouTubes and whatever else is out there. But in that chat, as I always say, if you love us, if you fucking hate us, you're still fucking watching. So, without further ado, chat, we love you all. We will see you this weekend for matches. And yeah, see you, chat. Peace.
Yes, chat. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to drop a 5-star review if you're on Spotify. Drop a like, sub to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. Appreciate you guys who are live. And we'll play Repo again soon, for sure. We got to play Repo again soon. But I'm
Repo's
going to
comedy,
bed, brother.
bro.
I'm getting my ass in bed. We got scrims to watch tomorrow. We got Challengers Elite Wednesday and Thursday night. We got CDL matches. We'll see you all in the streams, man. Appreciate you, chat. Peace out, guys. See you.
Peace.
Hey, chat.